Duelist of the Friendship Cup by Draggy C. Chapter 21. Teach Wisdom. Sunset bit her lip and looked down to her friends, standing in various positions around the classroom they now occupied. Most of them stood around and leaned against the chalkboard, while Rainbow sat at the teacher's desk. Sunset turned her head to look at Twilight, leaning against the back desk, and hesitated to speak. Twilight must have noticed. "Tell me," she said firmly. When Sunset didn't answer, she continued. "I know I'm not crazy. I know what I saw. You all saw it too." She looked at the other five who avoided her eyes. Twilight looked back at Sunset. "What is this?" Sunset took a deep breath. "Magic." Twilight's eyebrows raised slightly. "Magic. That's the best story you could come up with." "I know it's hard to accept, but it's true." Sunset gestured to her friends. We apparently have magic. It manifests in our dueling with our new cards, but the magic erases the memories of people who see them, so no one remembers it. Twilight looked at Rarity and Rainbow. "Pencil monsters too?" "I wish," Rainbow muttered. "No, they don't." Sunset gently saw a glare at Rainbow. "My magic isn't the same as theirs." "Why?" "I don't know." "And the rest of you?" She looked at Applejack, Pinky, and Fluttershy. "Do you have magic?" Pinky held up her hands. "Only in my dreams." "No, we don't," Applejack replied. Fluttershy shook her head too. "Why not?" No. "Seriously?" Twilight scoffed, eyes widening. "You guys brought me here to explain things, but you don't really understand it yourselves, do you?" "No, we don't," Sunset shook her head. Rarity stood up and put a hand on her shoulder. "I know that isn't a satisfactory answer, but I'm afraid it's the best we have. Rainbow Dash and I didn't have magic until today, and Sunset hadn't used hers in some time. We're not entirely sure how this all works or what it means." I barked a small chuckle and threw up her hands. "Great, good to hear. You guys have magic you could use to cheat at duel monsters and attack at duelists. You don't even know how or why." "What happened with us was an accident!" Sunset shouted. She stepped towards Twilight. The other girl stepped back at the same moment. Sunset stopped. "I didn't mean to hurt you," she said softly. Twilight eyed the other girl warily. "Didn't seem that way at the time." She shook her head. "You guys complain about us being bullies and not dueling fair. Last I checked, none of us have ever used this game to attack anyone." Sunset flinched and looked away. "Hi!" Applejack stepped up beside her and put her hand on her shoulder. "Y'all both need to calm down. Sunset's telling the truth. What happened in your duel was an accident, and she regrets it. We all do. We're all trying to figure this out together. We don't have all the answers. Sorry there ain't good enough explanation for you." "Explanation?" Twilight hefted her backpack on the table and rifled through it. She held up several notebooks and tossed them on her desk. "I spent months trying to figure out what's going on with the school. Write down observations, sketching your cards. I thought I could make sense of things if I just approached them rationally. But this? Magic? This isn't rational. This isn't sense. It's an impossibility." She cut her hands to her face. "You're really trying to tell me that there's magic in this world that can be used like this? To hurt people, warp their minds, to create things out of thin air? You think I need to calm down because the people who have this power can't control it and don't understand it?" She shouted her final words. "Yeah, listen." Randy came up to her and carefully reached up to pull her hands away. "We know this is a lot to take in. It was for us too when we find out." She gestured at Sunset. "You're afraid of her. I understand, truly. I do. But what Sunset showed you during your duel, that person she isn't that person anymore. Why her magic regressed her to that state, we don't know. But we are going to figure it out. In the meantime, she is terribly sorry for what had happened and has no interest in hurting anyone." Twilight looked at her evenly. Slowly, she swept her eyes over the others, fixing on Sunset. When Sunset looked back at her, Twilight swallowed and slowly slid to the desk. "This game used to just make sense," she whispered. "Collect cards, build a good deck, use it effectively, and you can make it in the world." She looked at the journals and scattered them over the desk and flipped one over, revealing pages of sketches of monsters with card statistics on them. She looked at the journal scattered over the desk and flipped one open, revealing pages of sketches of monsters with card statistics next to them. She dismissively slapped the page with the back of her hand. "I was planning on being a guard designer when I graduated. Make my living improving this game. That's why I went to Crystal Prep. But this? She raised her eyes to the group. I thought it was some sort of scam or conspiracy to cover up cheating. No, it wasn't that simple. Cheating I can't explain, but magic? She snored. Why even bother dueling at all if there are people like you out there? I spent years studying and collecting cards to build the best deck I can. What's the point of duelists like you could just magic up new cards to beat me? What kind of game is that? Hey, look into our world. Pulling cards out of your butt no one else has heard of and you can't counter? We deal with that at this tournament every year. No, she's right. All eyes in the room turned to Sunset. The other girl reached the Applejack's hand to shoulder. Using my magic to beat duelists who were better than me is how I used to control the school. I thought it made me better than the rest of you. I thought it made me unstoppable. But it was cheating, plain and simple. I never could have gone as far as I did without it. I used it to be a bully. Sunset slowly stepped towards and sat on the desk in front of Twilight. Backed away her seat. Sunset did her best to ignore it as he held up her duel disc and took her deck out. I don't know why my deck became these pendulum monsters. And I don't know why these dark versions of them manifested in our duel with my magic again. I don't know why any of this is happening. Twilight looked at her cards in Sunset's hand. Can I see them? Sunset held them out, and Twilight cautiously reached out and took them, flipping them over and examining a few things in them. Sunset kept her eyes on her cards barely before speaking. I'm sorry for what I did to you. All I can say is if I could go back and not use my magic, lose to you fair and square, I'd do it. What? Rainbow exclaimed behind her. She's right. Fluttershy whispered. I didn't need magic, and I almost beat Sour Sweet. Alzak nodded. I kept up with Sugar Cute just fine. I had fun dueling Lemon, even if I lost, Piggy said. Randy looked back at Rainbow. Even if we two almost lost, we put in a good showing before we needed magic, yes? None of us need magic to beat Crystal Prep. Sunset looked between them. No, but it certainly is fun. What have we been able to do with just our cards? Next year, if the school is really united again, and we helped each other, who knows what can happen? But if we just keep using our magic to win, we won't grow as duelists or as people, and neither will the rest of the school. These? Twilight's voice snapped Sunset's attention back to her. Would you give up your pendulums? Twilight asked. Even if you don't actively use magic to win duels except against me, these are cards that shouldn't exist and have unfair mechanics compared to other cards. So what happens to these? Sunset looked at the cards in Twilight's hand and held out her own. Twilight returned the deck and Sunset fanned them out. One by one, she looked at the cards that symbolized the group. Then she found her own card and slid it aside to look at the other monsters below it. The word infernal a blight to her eyes. I still don't understand why they exist myself. Why did Twilight's cards change to these? Why are their cards light and mine is dark? What is the word pendulum even supposed to mean for me? She swallowed and slid the deck back into her duel disc. I don't know. What I do know is that this deck symbolizes the bond I forged with these girls. They helped me become a better person who doesn't need to use magic, dueling to push people around. And she inhaled deeply. I'm not sure what it says about me. Not that it mattered. Any new deck you try, who's to say your magic will change it too? Yeah. Sunset nodded. We'll figure that out. I'll duel now, so there's no more chance of magic happening in this tournament. Tomorrow we can sit down and think. Wait. Twilight stood up, eyes wide. Your last duelist! Flash? Does he have magic? Twilight's voice was urgent. No, Sunset shook her head. Well, you said neither did the rest of you till today. Are you sure? Sunset's eyes darted away. Don't know. Twilight's eyes darted to the door. Shiny armor. She grabbed her backpack and notebooks and ran out of the room, stepping out of her way. Twilight! Sunset ran to the door and looked after her. Twilight didn't stop. I'm not chancing my brother's safety on your half-guesses! Before Sunset could respond, Twilight reached the doors to the stairway and was through them. Let's get in magic, kinda? Applejack asked for the classroom. Randy tapped her chin. I'm afraid we don't have enough information to see with certainty. We don't even know why we have magic. Why wouldn't he? Rainbow said. First I looked at the doorway. Sunset? Sunset turned around and watched them expectantly. She came back to the room and leaned against the wall. Okay, let's think. None of you manifested your magic until I did, right? Rarity and Rainbow nodded. Sunset looked at her duel desk. I could say it was just the stress of wanting to win badly was what triggered mine. But why would that trigger yours? Especially if they're not the same kind of magic.
Maybe use our good magic again,
Pinky piped up.
You know, we tried to help Princess Twilight beat you before, did something magical, I think. Maybe because you turned evil again, our magic senses tingle, and we're going to stop you again.
Rainbow slapped her forehead. Pinky not helping! Wait, Sunset stood up. She might be onto something. Or on something. You guys said you were bonded with Twilight because of her deck, right? Sunset looked at her cards. Maybe some of her magic is still in this one. I mean, it was her deck she left with me before changing it to these. What if when my magic is activated, Twilight's magic responds by giving you magic? Rarity and Rainbow stared at a skeptical look.
Is that how it works? Rainbow asked.
It's a better explanation than nothing, Sunset rubbed her chin. If Twilight's deck connected to you before, and there was still some magic in my cards, and when my magic tainted my deck, her magic was forced out of it onto you.
Tainted your deck?
Rarity tilted her head.
What do you mean?
Sunset reached their deck slot and held up 3 monsters. Well, obviously these are good guys, whoever they are. When my magic corrupted Twilight's deck and added these dark cards, maybe the light left from you. Flashlight shook her head.
I don't think you corrupted Twilight's deck, Sunset. Maybe it's that your deck just needed a balance of the two of you, instead of being all Twilight.
Sunset gave a small smile. Thanks, Flashlight, but that really doesn't make me feel any better. My influence was still about adding more bad guys to the deck. So, if it was because of Twilight and her deck that we got magic, the episode began, then Flash should be fine, right? He never bonded with any of us or with you two. Not like Twilight did with us. Right, but we can't be sure. I used my magic on him in the semifinals last time, after all. Maybe that got to him the same way Twilight did to her. Sunset looked at the clock. Intermission's almost done. We should get to the field. If Flash does have magic, we better make sure it's the good kind. Twilight briskly jogged down the steps of the field and looked across the grass.
Shining!
Across the far side of the field, Shining Armor perked up and waved. Closer to Twilight, Flash Cedric looked over her shoulder at her voice. A whistle came from the side. Twilight turned her head and saw Indigo Zap waving over her.
Come on, have a seat!
She saw over a clear spot of the fence.
Now this is how you end the tournament, Lemon says cheered.
Champion duelists for both schools facing up in the last duel with a tie score? That's what it's all about! Twilight approached it but didn't sit down. Where's Princess Sombra?
We'd have to do something again,
sounds sweet and mentioned. Makes me wonder if he even cares about this tournament anymore.
What's up, Twi?
We need to stop this tournament. Shiny could be in danger. The group stood up and surrounded her, talking all at once. Twilight raised her arms and spread them, making him back away. I found out what's going on with the school's duelist.
Is this about that tea conspiracy stuff?
Ugh. You lost, let go. It's not cheating, Twilight hissed. She lowered her voice. It's magic. Sugarcoat snoring.
Magic?
Sunny Flare sighed, dearie. I don't understand trying to justify one's defeat, but even I wouldn't resort to such stupidity. Think about it. Twilight shouldered her head to make sure no one was listening before she continued. Have any of you guys been able to look up footage of my duel yesterday? Or Indigo and Sunny's duels today? We haven't tried. Lemon shrugged. So? Next to her, Sugarcute raised her duel desk, tapped on the screen. And none of us remember the 3 of us lost, do you?
Of course I do.
Sarah Sweet snapped. You... She paused, scratched her face. Hang on, let me think. Don't bother. Twilight leaned forward. That's one of their powers. They can make sure you don't remember anything, so you can't call them out on cheating or having cards they don't have. And anytime you try to look up info on them, the database is glitched and corrupted. She's right, Sugarcoat glanced at her duel disc. I just tried to access videos of the tournament's duels. The last 3 will play. See? Whoa. Let me hold up her hands in defense. You really want us to believe those girls have magic and are using it to cheat at the tournament? Not just cheat, Twilight rubbed her arm. Yesterday, I could feel Sunset's monsters attacking me. I think they could use their magic to cause real pain. Indigo held her hand. And Sunny and I had our memories erased? Sunny pressed her head to her chest, breathing quickly.
They hurt us and we can't remember it?
No, they claim they don't understand how to control it yet, Twilight replied. Which is why we need to make sure no one else duels them in case they lose control. Our final intermission is over. So if our two duelists are ready, we can begin. Wait! Twilight screamed. She pushed through the rest of the shambles and ran up to the principal table. Principal Celestia? Vice Principal Hope? Hope covered her microphone with her hand. Yes? We need to stop this tournament. The duelists could be in danger. Danger? Celestia stood up. What do you mean? Before Twilight could continue, Hope held up her hand. Apologies for this interruption, Principal Celestia. Princess Sombra has explained to me that Twilight has personal interest in this tournament. She's just overreacting to some misunderstanding. I am not overreacting and I'm not misunderstanding, Twilight insisted. Something's going on here, and Principal Sombra knows about it. But he won't listen to me and won't do anything. Celestia looked between Hope and Twilight. What is happening that you're worried about, Twilight? Magic. The Caroline duelists are using magic to hurt duelists and cheat the game. After a moment of silence, Celestia sat down. Please start your duel, Principal Hope. But! We will now begin the final duel of the Friendship Cup. Crystal Pet's shining armor will face Caroline High's Flash Sentry! The roar of the student body was deafening. Cheers of applause filled the air. Twilight went back to the field and watched as her brother activated his duel disc. A card tray of blue light projecting from the front. They say you're the best the school has to offer, Shining said. Dude, I got a few tricks in my sleeve. Flash replied, raising his duel disc in front of him. Shining smiled. Only a few? I like to keep things challenging, or else it's just boring. Twilight bit her lip and clenched her fists. Let the duel begin!